again, Maverick traders. Welcome out to your market roundup. It's June 24th. Corey here with you. We're going to go through meaningful news. We're going to talk about the Israel-Iran conflict. We're going to talk about what sectors were hit today on potentially some resolutions. We'll touch on that and talk about bullish, bearish, sideways patterns, whatever can make us money.
All trades and analysis in this video are for professional traders only. This video has been released to the public after a delay required by our compliance department. Maverick traders receive this market recap immediately, along with real-time trading support and resources. Maverick Trading is a proprietary trading firm that backs professional stock and options traders with firm capital. Our traders keep 70 to 80% of the profits they generate. If you're ready to become a professional trader, click the apply link in the video description below. Let's break down what happened in the markets today.
So today we come back from news regarding Israel-Iran all of last week, and the markets shoot sharply higher. Does this make sense? I suggest it probably does. Dow, S&P, NASDAQ, Russell, all up over 1%. Oil and gold, which had been up on the war, on bombs going off, etc., down sharply. So the ceasefire deadline has now arrived. Both Israel and Iran are already claiming violations from the other party. Oil prices falling. Things seem unstable, and yet we're in pretty good shape technically. Why does that make sense? Well, I think it has to do with the news that's already priced in. I would argue perhaps that area is safer now than it has been in the past. We'll touch on why. Advanced decline line, 77% of stocks going up, and the 50-period moving average, 77% of stocks in an upward trend. So the S&P is up. Well, why could that make sense? I always tell this story, and I think people focus on news in the wrong way. News is just news, and people try and label it as either good or bad. They say, oh, this is good news, or this is really bad news. And that's not really accurate. It's just news. It's information. And it's more about how the market's positioned, how bad news might be really good because it might be less bad than what markets had anticipated, right? A company loses money. Oh, well, that's quote unquote bad. Well, is it? They were expected to lose more than that. They only lost X amount, so now the market's going up. That stock's rallying. What you think is good news? Oh, well, this company released this new product. Well, why is that bad for the stock? Well, because they had already been buying in anticipation of that. Everybody knew this thing was coming out, so by the time it was released, it's now time to take profits, and it's actually bad for the stock. So I tell the story of the Chinese farmer. The Chinese farmer has a son. He has a horse. The horse runs away. The people from the village say, oh, we're so sorry to hear your horse ran away. That's bad news. And he says, he's pretty wise. He says, well, I don't know if it's good news or bad news. We'll find out. The next day, the horse returns with another horse. Now he's got two horses. Everyone from the village says, wow, what great news. And he says, well, I don't know if it's good or bad. We'll find out. The son tries to break in the horse, falls off, breaks its back. Now the people from the village say, what horrible news. We're so sorry to hear that. He's pretty wise, says, I don't know if it's good or bad. We'll find out. The next day, war breaks out. The leader of the army comes to get the son to go to the front lines. He'll probably be killed, but he's got a broken back. It saves his life, right? He can't go into battle. Oh, what great news. And on it goes. Everything you think is good was bad, and everything you think was bad was good, right? It's just news. So this conflict, why on earth is the market up 1 and some odd percent? Well, the market is looking at this as more stability. Now, I'm not saying that anyone did anything right in this, but perhaps there is less risk of nuclear war. Well, is that good or bad, right? Well, let's let the market determine that. Let's let the market give us some insight into that. The market is very intelligent. There are billions, there's trillions of dollars on the line. You better believe that people are trying to dissect every piece of information and be positioned properly, right? Perhaps the fact that Iran is following the same script as what they did last time, which is a retaliation, but they bomb a place where no Americans are hurt, where nothing is really a problem. They even notify the U.S. ahead of time, right? So now they can say, hey, we responded, but in reality, the markets say, well, Iran is not reacting in a fashion that is going to bring about a major war and so forth. And so there's more stability and such. So again, this is not my opinion. This is the opinion of the markets. The markets are saying, hey, we're fine, we're good, everything is stable for now. Well, the volatility index is suggesting as much as well. We elevate into this unknown. Now some of the unknown is becoming known, and markets are saying, hey, it's not as bad as what it could be. You can see the volatility collapse today, as did gold, as did oil, which are safe haven, risk off type of areas of the market. If you look at price action, it was energy that was down sharply, and again, that probably makes sense. It was defense companies, the Lockheed Martins, the people that would profit from war, Raytheon and all these different corporations, those were the ones that got hit the hardest. So today was a true risk on day, and let's get out of the safe haven, let's get out of the defensive posturing type of day. Now, one day does not a trend make, but certainly the trend for the market is up overall. We're in a little bit of a high base pattern right now and look like we want to break out to the upside. As we look at potential candidates, we've got some bulls, we've got some bears. We'll go where the momentum is. First up on the list, IBM. Look, it's just upward momentum. Recent basing pattern. When price action is strong and they don't even have enough selling pressure to really cause any pullback, when you're so strong that you just stay up here in high base, it means there's probably more to come, and that's what we're seeing here. Fantastic price action. Take two has been breaking out to the upside. This one's a little fresher breakout, but same type of idea. We're just elevating in price action, higher highs, higher lows currently being made. On the downside, I wanted to think a little bit more out of the box here. Ross Stores has come down towards the old levels of support. So might come down for another day or so. But basically, I say we're close enough. We wick down here to where this general price action was. So this would be the bottom. This whole move is an inverse cup. Now we might have a bounce and create a handle. What I'm looking for here is a bounce up here towards about 133, 134. If it can get a little bear rally short setup, that's where I'm going to be looking in ROST. And I'm looking for things that might be a good bearish candidate in the next few days on a rally. Frankly, because I suspect the market's going to rally a bit further and it might pull everything up with it. And that might be the right spot and the right time, risk reward probability mix for a bearish candidate. The market trend is up. All the concerns, all the thoughts about World War III and so forth. Well, for today, the markets are saying not so fast. That's not what's happening. Fed Chair Powell spoke today. He's going to testify again tomorrow. On the earnings front, we've got General Mills, we've got Micron, we've got Nike all out this week. Hope you enjoyed the market roundup. Have a great week, everyone. We'll see you next time.